What is up, Steeler Nation? We are back for one season finale of the Chris Wormley and Friends show. I'm JY. This is Michael. This is Steeler Crazy Sick Podcast. We're going to speak with number 95 himself. So, Sammy, go ahead and roll that thing.
It was Wormley who got to him first. He's having a big day.
Yeah, just like any other Tuesday, but Big Worm is back, so let's bring him on.
Worm, yeah, we missed him.
Yeah, it's been a while, man. What, two, 3 Tuesdays now? Feels good to be back, man. I'm in my basement studio and ready to talk a little ball, man.
That studio hasn't been put to good use lately, unless you've been down there recording or trying your own podcast or something.
Never. I can never ditch you guys.
Let's just talk about just two important topics. First off, how was your Christmas?
Oh, fantastic. The my daughter just turned 3 yesterday, so she is fully in the Christmas spirit with milk and cookies for Santa, presents under the tree, Christmas music, all that fun stuff. So we had a fun-filled weekend for sure. It was great.
Well, that was my second question. Spade's birthday, so I seen that you guys had some fun and celebrated. So just tell us a little bit about that, because she's obviously the star of the show some days.
Yeah, back-to-back days for her, basically just for her. Sometimes you forget what presents you actually wrapped for what day, what it was. So you're a little surprised when she starts opening the gift, like, oh, we forgot about that gift. We thought that was for the birthday or for Christmas or whatever. But she was wiped out 2 days in a row and got to sleep in a little bit. So she was pumped. But it's the basement. I'm looking around right now and it's just filled with so much stuff, so much kid stuff that will be put to use for the next year.
You got to be careful you don't walk on a Lego or something, man. I've heard some horror stories about that, especially obviously with what you've got going on a little bit over there, Worm. We'll address the elephant in the room naturally, of course. You go down with a torn ACL. Did you know it right away in that Ravens game, man? I mean, everybody obviously can visualize the image. You're having a great game. You guys are in a tough battle against your former team, Baltimore. And then you go down in some pain that, we as fans watching you over the past 3 years and even further than that, all the way back to Michigan, let's be honest, don't know if we've ever seen you in that type of pain.
Yeah. It was one of those plays that you just kind of felt it. And I just knew right away. I tore my right one back in 2012. And that was like my first major injury. So I didn't really understand what that pain was or what I was really feeling. But this time, 2 weeks ago or whatever it was, I felt it and I knew it right away. And when the doc came over and kind of you do like a little knee test where you kind of take both, the top, like your thigh and your bottom leg, and you kind of move it back and forth. And I could just feel that it wasn't catching where that ACL should be. And I just knew right away and, got the MRI that night to confirm it. And, 5 days later I was in surgery and now we're on the other side of it and rocking and rolling with rehab. So it's been a challenging, week and a half, but getting better each day.
Yeah, I mean, we appreciate you coming on to talk about this. Obviously, not easy, but we're happy when we get to hang out with our guy. But just you talked about it a little bit, the whirlwind of emotions, man. Tell me about kind of the highs, lows, and where you're at now.
Yeah, definitely. Right away I was sad, just because, just the game I was having, the momentum that we were building. The second half of the season, making this playoff push, wanted to contribute as much as possible. But now I sit here and I think I'm more pissed than anything. Just because the year I had last year, followed up with another solid year this year, and knowing what I can bring to the team week in and week out, especially against Baltimore. I sit here today, more so angry than anything. But my wife and daughter Spade have been a great support system. Wife's been taking out the trash for me, which has been huge. And my daughter doesn't really understand what's going on. She just knows that, daddy's home a little more than usual during football season. We were watching the game this past Sunday or Saturday, and she's kind of looking around like, kind of trying to figure out why I'm here and the Steelers are playing. So, it's one of those things, but, I'm in a better was, 2 weeks ago. And, just like I said, continuing to rock and roll with this rehab and hoping to be, back ready for camp is the goal.
We're back here on the Chris Wormley and Friends show. So happy to have him back on this Tuesday. Worm, tell me about the support from teammates. We heard Cam talking about it in the media. How uplifting is that?
Yeah, it's everything. Tyson and Larry, helped me off the field right away. Texts, calls. I'm in the training room every day now. They're stopping by asking how I am. Teammates, getting cookies for me. Mason Cole's wife, Madison, made this phenomenal lasagna for us
Nice.
last week that I was eating on for a couple days. So a lot of thanks to her. But people just, reaching out all over, from the league, former teammates, people I played with, people I played against. It's been really cool to see, who cares, sometimes you get in this, this tunnel vision of your day-to-day life. And when people start to reach out to you and just say, hey, thinking of you, people I know, people I don't know, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, so you look at your team right now, and they're right back in it. I think the odds even got better after this weekend. Just talk about the team and kind of where they're at right now. Just from I know you've been sitting on your couch watching, but I know that what's going on and what they're feeling right now, especially after that victory on Christmas Eve.
Yeah, I think they're playing their best ball right now. I think a lot of guys have stepped up and are growing before our eyes. Guys like Kenny, that might be his first, game-winning drive of his career.
Mm-hmm.
George Pickens, not only catching those fade balls or those goal routes, but catching the ball over the middle for the game-winning touchdown. The offensive line playing really, really solid ball. Obviously, Najee toting the rock like he's been season. Deontay coming into his own this second half of the season, which is what we really need. And then that defense is just flying around, having a bunch of fun. 3 interceptions. Cam and Alex continuing to dominate like they have all season, and everyone else just up and making a bunch of plays. And I think they're hitting at the right time. They have 2 games that they have to win. They know that, and a couple other things have to happen. But I know they're feeling pretty confident going into this week in Baltimore.
Has it been weird? I know you talked about it, but just like sitting on your couch watching TV, like, are you are you yelling at the TV, or are you kind of just like taking it all in? And just tell us a little bit about that, because I could imagine that's pretty weird. Because I know you want to be out there, but what's your kind of mood during the games while you're in your man cave?
I'm pretty silent. Like this past weekend, I had the in-laws in town, and whatever good or bad happens, I'm just kind of sitting there watching it, trying to analyze what's going on, what needs to happen, what went wrong here or there. But I'm pretty quiet when it comes to game time, especially when I can't really control the outcome of the game or have any input in it. I'm more so a fan now, but I understand that the boys are working their ass off. I know that they're going to continue to push for these 2 weeks, because a lot can happen in 2 weeks, and we saw it before. That came down to that last game last year, needing those 2 teams not to tie, and it almost ended up in a tie. And I think the Chargers ended up winning, or the Raiders, whoever won, someone won, and we got.
I went to bed and I was pissed, and then I woke up and I was ecstatic. I was like, "This is amazing." I'm like, anything's possible, man. Never count Mike Tomlin out. I know that.
No doubt. Yeah, if you guys, Steelers fans, whoever haven't figured it out yet, you can't count out a team like Coach Tomlin, a coach like Coach Tomlin, and a team like us. We are going to continue to fight, and like I said, I think we're playing our best ball right now, when we need it the most.
A guy that's playing great ball, friend of the Chris Wormley and Friends show, Alex Highsmith, not a Pro Bowler. WTF?
I mean, that it's frustrating when you see a guy who continues each year to put. Alex came in with me. This is my 6th year, but we came to the Steelers at the same time. And I've seen the work he's put in. I've seen his growth each year. And for a guy to have 12 sacks and not get into the Pro Bowl as a defense or as an outside linebacker, I think is a highway robbery. And
such a good guy too.
He deserves it. It's not like I'm saying like, oh, this guy had 2 sacks and I want him to get in because he's my buddy. No, this dude works his ass off. He's a great dude. He puts in the work. He puts in the time. And for him to just be recognized for what he's done this season. I think it's an understatement to say that he was snubbed based off of, the other people that got in at his position.
Yeah, no question about that. Wanted you to touch on that because I saw you were one of the handful of Steelers who threw out a tweet talking about him being snubbed. I think all of Pittsburgh was thinking the same thing, and maybe a lot more across the country. I know a lot in Charlotte too. That's for sure. You alluded to it earlier, Worm. It is Ravens week yet again. It's meaningful. I saw some great tweets out there last time. Obviously, you guys were on the field against the Ravens, and you were out there booty shaking and whatnot. You're always obviously impactful, but I think some tweets said like Chris Wormley turns into a superhero whenever he plays the Ravens, or he's like Lawrence Taylor whenever he plays the Ravens.
I'll take that's a great compliment.
There's some great stuff on Twitter and online, that was for sure. So what tips are you sharing with the guys? Whose ear are you getting in this time, and what are you sending over from the Wormley film room?
No, man. I mean, I think first and foremost they got to stop the run. They kind of bled us a little bit that fourth quarter. The first matchup 3 weeks ago. But it's the second time around. Not a whole lot's going to change. It'd be interesting to see if Lamar's back. I'm not sure if he's going to be. So I think when you have a guy like him who's out again, you have to win this game, not only because playoff implications, but just because our team should be a better team without their best player out there, right? And obviously, we lost last week, and one person doesn't make a team. But when you look at it and what they do, like, you have to stop the run, and that's going to be the most important thing is stopping the run, getting off the field, and getting the ball in Kenny's hands, who, like I said, is continuing to show why he was the first quarterback taken in the draft, why he's our starter, and he continues to mature before our eyes, which has been really fun to see.
No question about that. We're all excited, of course, for a primetime game now, a game that was flexed, still going to be cold out there Sunday night in Baltimore. All right, Worm, we are going to get into a special edition of Worm Association. This isn't going to be a quick few sentence thing. We want to recap some cool things from this past season. So I hope you enjoy this. We certainly will. Jordan, you're going to take it right after we run the Worm Association title.
All right, let's talk about week 1, the win against the Bengals.
Yeah. It was crazy. I think we had 5 turnovers, 7 sacks, pick 6, all that stuff. And came out with a win. I think Minka blocked an extra point to send it into overtime. Back and forth, making a lot of plays. And Boswell does what he does and kicked that game-winning field goal. Which set us at what we thought was going to be on the right trajectory for the season, starting off 1-0, and then I think we ended up like 2-6 halfway through the season, and kind of scratching our heads like, what the hell just happened? But that was a big win for us. Going in there, beating them at their home field after the season that they just had. It was fun to get that win there.
There was another big win to get you guys back on track. This is one I'm sure you'll always remember, no question about it. Against the GOAT, you're at home. Tom Brady comes into town, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I think we might have a reminder for you there. Sammy?
Able to keep it into a close game. Great special teams performance by Steven Sims today, giving him some chances with great field position.
And on a big 3rd and 1, Pittsburgh's defense stands up strong. Chris Wormley coming off a breakout.
Those
there
pigeons
it is.
There was the pigeons helped on that one, right?
No doubt.
Was that one of the pigeon games?
That was a pigeon game for sure. That was a fun game. Alex, the snubbed Pro Bowler, got a strip sack against Tom Brady, which was huge. Our offense made plays when we needed to. Our defense, was making plays all game, and that was a really complete win for us, for a team that we needed a win for sure. And that was kind of the decline of the Buccaneers this season, as far as their hopes and what they wanted to do this season. We kind of started that motion of them being in the position that they're at, and we really needed that win at that moment.
All right, I think this was one of my favorite memories for Big Worm this year. The Colts fumble recovery. I know we were supposed to do the live short show before the injury, and I had that picture, for us to give away with fans. Just awesome, just the way you were holding up the ball. I don't know if Sammy has that clip.
Brings up 1st and goal. Taylor dropped it, and Matt Ryan is there. Steelers say they have it. No indication yet.
There it is.
There it is.
Sammy's got everything. Sammy's got everything. He don't mess
Shout out Sammy. Yeah, that was another big play in the game. They were kind of running the ball on us a bunch, and looked like they were going to score again there on the goal line. But like I said before, Taylor's known to be a fumbler, and we need him to fumble the ball at that point. And like I also said before, if I would have lost that ball to a 40-year-old, I would have retired right then and there. I would have walked from Indianapolis back to Pittsburgh.
Can I just ask, like, I know, like, when you're down there, you just, like, trying to protect that, like, I'm sure people are throwing jabs at it, anything, because, the ref's trying to peel, you got, the other team off. So, like, what, like, you just, like, protecting it with your life, like it's your baby.
Yeah, I'm holding the ball on for, holding the ball for dear life. I hear people saying, Worm, it's okay, it's me. Like, get up. I'm like, I'll stay here all night. I don't care. I have nowhere to be. Like, I'll sleep here with this ball until everybody's off me and I can get up. Yeah, no doubt. Give me a pillow, and I'll hold this ball forever. But like I said, that was a big play in the game, and I got a nice little souvenir now to put in the man cave.
Definitely.
Did you get that football? You kept that?
I did. It's around the corner, and I'd go hobble over there, but it's a process with these damn crutches.
Yeah, I hear that, but that's really cool. Yeah, I'll say that's quite the souvenir, no doubt.
Definitely. You must have froze.
We want to get, obviously, those were positive. Those were games. Of course, you got the W. So many memorable moments. Obviously, this tough loss against the Ravens in the game where you got injured. It's easy to be pessimistic or not look at glass half full. But when you look at the glass half full, for us, there's one thing that stands out. Sammy, go ahead. Tell us, man, did you have it dialed up?
That has to be a gift.
Heard around world.
Yeah, so my daughter Spade, who, if you've watched, every episode, you've seen her, on occasion on the show. That's her signature happy dance. She calls it shaking her hips, and that's when she gets excited. That's when she gets her favorite snack. She gets to watch a movie. That's that's what she does when she's excited. And I knew that when I got my first sack of the year, that's what I was going to do. And it just kind of happened. I kind of blacked out a little bit and just channeled my inner Spade. So that's the tribute. That's what's behind the story of the hip shaking. But yeah, she was the inspiration to all that.
How great is that you got to do that for her? Absolutely memorable, like I said. And I just want to shout out everybody out there. If you're listening to us over on the Sick Podcast, Steelers Crazy, the Chris Wormley and Friends show. First, we thank you, but got to encourage you to tune in via video next time we do one of these things, or watch these back, because you're missing some of these amazing highlights, including video of Worm shaking his rump over there. So just want to throw that out there, even if I don't know, I didn't do my
hair. I got 47 messages because anytime you make a play, like my friend, like, or just like people online, they'll just send me, they're like, big Worm, big, like, I'll just get texts, like, I don't even have the number saved, and it will just be like, big Worm, like, you'll make a play. And I'm just like,
just to let you know. Yeah, that's awesome. I love it.
So we're gonna end it on something. Michigan college football playoff. Are they gonna win it all?
It's a good question. I'm really excited for Saturday. I get to sit on my couch and watch it, and I think it's going to be a great test. TCU, but I'm not sure that TCU can. I don't think they have the defense to stop a team like Michigan, who wants to really play bully ball. They have a big physical O-line, tight ends who can block their butts off, and Blake Corum's not playing, but Donovan Edwards, number 7, kind of really picked up where Corum left off, and is looking like the next stud running back for Michigan. And JJ McCarthy is looking like he's going to be that next top quarterback when it's his time to come out in the draft. And this is a national stage, a national game, and I'm looking forward to it. I hope it's Ohio State and Michigan again in the finals. I think that'd be a dream come true to a lot of people, including Sir Cam Hayward. Take his money again, but it's going to be a challenge against TCU. So I know that those guys are looking at them and no one else for the time being.
Yeah, as Mike talked about, we just really, want to thank you for this season and just, becoming friends with you and just everything, man. We were bummed about the live show, but the most important thing is that you get healthy and, let's do it again next year.
Yeah, hopefully I'm back here. I'm a free agent this year, and with this knee, it doesn't make it a whole lot, doesn't make it easier. But I'm excited for the future. I'm excited to hopefully be back here. This place is like home. You guys are part of me feeling like it's home, and it's been a great 2 seasons with you guys, and it's just been a lot of fun getting to talk to you guys. Every Tuesday, during the season, talking a little ball, talking fun stuff. And getting to know you guys a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, this is your show, man. This is the Chris Wormley and Friends show.
I get it, but you guys, Sammy and Anello, this season they've done a great job with the production. It's been a big jump from last year.
Yeah,
and hopefully, when season 3 rolls around, and I'm back here and we're doing this again, it's even better. More guests, more, definitely a live show for sure. But continuing to make this better. If the Steelers want me back. So
I think they need that veteran leadership, especially after that booty shake. I don't know how they can't re-sign you.
That'll be my agent's bargaining tool to them is, hey, you want more booty shakes, you got to sign them back.
I'll do 3 a season.
Been able to keep it
amazing stuff. Oh, I thought we were gonna run it one more time. Why not?
Another booty shake. Now that's been on a replay with Spade. She wants to see
it. Is. Never gets old, man.
That's too much. No, it's getting old. Too many booties in the fit. No, I'm just kidding.
I love it.
I tell you what, I echo Jordan. It's been an absolute pleasure. Who knows what the future holds, but regardless, it's once again been awesome. One of my favorite quotes of all time, Dr. Seuss. I got to I know Spade would like a good Dr. Seuss quote, and I'm sure this mostly for us applies to our show this season with you. And that quote is, "Don't be sad it's over, be glad it happened." I always feel that way. So no doubt about it, Chris. We'll give you the last word once more, but it's been a pleasure.
No, it's been a pleasure. I'm excited to see what the future holds, and thank you, boys. Really appreciate you guys.
You as well.
That's been the Chris Wormley and Friends show right here on the Sick Podcast, Steelers Crazy, and of course, part of the Yinzer Crazy Network as well. Jordan, a lot of fun with that guy always. I don't think much more needs to be said other than here we go, Steelers, and we'll keep rooting for Chris.
I'm going to shed a tear. What a guy, man. Big Worm.
Big Worm 95. Thanks so much for watching, guys. All the best. We'll catch you next time here on the Sick
Steelers
Podcast,
Crazy, Sick Podcast.
And that's a wrap. Hope you don't miss us too much until next time. Follow the Sick Podcast Steelers Crazy on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Google Play, and Apple Podcasts.